Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is 12 o'clock on Friday, so that it's always our live web show we do with Full Throttle Magazine. We're here with a special guest, and of course, Charlie, who's always here with us. Say hello to everybody, Charlie.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I like it. You wore your blue today, I see.
That's right, because today is Wear Blue to Support Law Enforcement Day, so everybody wear blue today to support law enforcement. Very cool.
And let's introduce our guest here with us right in the middle. It is Dutch Van Alsten, right?
Yes, it is. Very good.
Say hello to everybody.
Charlie stole my line. That's what I was going to say. Hello, everybody. But it's been taken, so I'll say hello.
So what we're going to do today is talk about a lot of things going on. Of course, the 4th of July weekend is upon us. Today's the 3rd of July.
I know.
A lot of great stuff happening today. Somebody told me it's a full moon tomorrow and all types of stuff. I said it's only appropriate for the year we've been having so far.
Absolutely.
We had some discussions about all the craziness going on and everything out there, and we're going to try and not get COVID or political on the show, just because it's motorcycles and that's what we talk about. We love motorcycles and things going on. But you're here because you wrote a book, multiple books actually, correct?
Well, two actually.
So that's multiple.
That's a valid point.
But this one that we have in the magazine for the July issue, you can see right here, we got up front. It's Demons Rising, the story of a wayward scout. What is that? Tell us a little bit about the book, and let's get into that right now.
Well, where do I start?
That's a good question, huh?
The story of the wayward scout. That is kind of the whole theme of the book, where we were talking earlier about how people, when they grow up, you're kind of lost as a child, lost as an adult. You don't fit anywhere into the world. Motorcycle life is always that kind of place where a bunch of misfits kind of find each other and create their own family. The Wayward Scout is the main character, Digger Garcia, who is a 40-something-year-old U.S. Marine, got back from Iraq, kind of came back and from Indiana, comes back and doesn't really see anything in Indiana for him anymore. His parents are gone, so he packs up and moves to Florida, and he meets a man named Solomon Stark, who's the founder of the Demons Rising Motorcycle Club, and it's an instant friendship.
Hey, you know what they say about bikers? A biker is just a friend you haven't met yet. If you've never heard that statement, it's true. You see a guy on a bike, if you ride up to just take a regular restaurant, you pull up to a restaurant, you're on a bike, you see another bike there, you go in looking for that guy, be like, hey man, cool bike. You guys are instantly friends. You already have that camaraderie. You already know what that guy's about, pretty much. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but you know that person is somebody you can walk up to, shake their hand in this world of COVID, shake their hand, introduce yourself, and be a friend, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's cool about the biker community. It doesn't, another guy on a bike is just another friend you haven't met yet. Ain't that right, Charlie?
That's it.
We did our Soaked and Sorass run, and people don't know each other. Our Soaked and Sorass run is a 300-plus mile ride. This year we started in Tampa Bay, went down to the Keys, and people that don't know each other jump together and ride together. You become new friends. That's what's cool about it. You get to get out there and meet people. The biker community is all about events and hanging out and making friends. Really, isn't that what this is about?
Oh, absolutely.
Making friends. Now, I just read it here. You have your master's degree.
I do.
So you're no dummy, huh?
Now that's contrary to a lot of people's opinions.
Everybody says, you get a stereotype. You look, and, I had a guy tell me once, and he had a country draw, and he goes, just because I talk with a country accent don't mean I'm stupid. And you assume that. It's an assumption you make.
You do.
When you hear a country accent, you go, oh, they ain't educated, they don't. But he's like, I'm a smart, even though I got a country accent, don't take me for someone who's dumb. I was like, I did, and I told him, I said, you know what, that's a statement that's a real tough statement to make, isn't it?
How would you feel if your neurosurgeon came up to you in the hospital bed with that southern accent saying, we're going to take the skull, we're going to do a little jimmy dog here, we're going to saw around the edges there. I mean,
you're right, you're going to sit there and go, you know what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to pull this scaffold out and go to whacking up there.
What's that commercial? Look who just got reinstated. Well, not officially, but
not officially. Paperwork's not in yet.
So am I. We'll see you in there. All right. Wait a second here. Like a second opinion. So this book, you said it's a fictional book, right?
It is a fiction book because I get a lot of. That's one of the first. When people read it, one of the first things people say, how much of that is true?
Yeah.
And I say there's nothing specific. There's a couple anecdotal examples in there that were direct experiences I had.
Of
But they're
course.
more humorous things. But yeah, I mean, everything is drawn, when you write, you're drawn from personal experiences. Anybody who says otherwise, it really has just never written anything in their life because, you know, is this character based on this person? Nah, kind of, yes, no, maybe. You know, none of them are based on me, and that's the other thing I get. You're the main character, Digger. I said, no, he's young, handsome, and he's got his shit together. That's not me. No, that ain't
I just flipped to a page. It's a good read. I can't read some of these words on this page. This one that I just went to, very good though. It's a good, you know, and I don't want to say anything, but it's big font, easy to read. Looks like you get through chapters quickly. It's a good read. I'm sitting here going, and you can read it easily. It looks like it's written in a way that's
It is. It's an easy,
understandable.
It's an easy read.
It's a good, easy
But
read.
professionally edited, not by me. I mean, it's a serious book.
Oh, there it is, fiction up at the top.
That's
left
right.
in the
because
back.
That's
Because you know, I mean, it's not something common knowledge. You don't put club stuff out there. Like that,
No,
that
you
is-
don't. No.
That is a thing. I mean, listen, I'm in the motorcycle world. Charlie's in the motorcycle world. You're in the motorcycle world. But you don't talk on club stuff. That's just not what you do.
No.
If you're not in the club, and even if you're in the club, you don't talk on club stuff. That's how it works. So I know my spot in this world, and I don't ever talk on club stuff just because it's not my position to. So, you know, something like this is, you know, and people want to be part of something. You know what I mean? That's what clubs come from. We talked about that in the beginning, how clubs started from World War II, right?
Yes.
World War II, they came back, and they were, you know, these are the military guys that came back and didn't really fit in, like you said. They didn't, you know, it's like you show your tattoo right there. It's really cool. You said,
Yeah.
you know, we were talking about your green zero, and, you know, you got the roulette wheel, and you said it kind of doesn't fit with the black, doesn't fit with the red. It's just there.
It keeps
and you don't
things
fit
off
in.
balance.
Kind of keeps, it's the middle of the two, but it's off balance and sits on its own. That's where these guys came back from World War II and started these clubs like the Outlaws and the Hells Angels and all these things because they wanted to stay together as a group, like an infantry, like the group together.
And they also found life boring of going to a 9-to-5 job and wearing a suit and tie. And they
Exactly.
Like, you know, we're supposed to blow shit up, not, you know, not go to work and work in an office. And
You know, I was never privy to be in the military. My brother was 21-year retired chief, and I've always wanted to. It just wasn't in my world of where I was going. And I got to think, if you're given a gun and you're told walk around and protect everything, protect this stuff. You walk around with a gun for, you know, a 4-year stint. When you get done doing that, you know, that's built into your head. You go, okay, I got to carry a gun and protect everything I'm around. Then you come here and you're like, well, you can't carry a gun. You can't protect yourself. You got to, you know, all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a second. I'm thrown into this new world that I'm not used to now, which is everyday life. How do I handle this? You know?
That, you know, you'll lay your life down for that person, even if you don't know who they are, because you are part of that team. And that is missing, because the same thing happened after the Vietnam War. There was a lot of influx of new clubs after that war for the same exact reason. The people that came back from the Vietnam War were even felt more ostracized from society. They were not cheered. There's no parties for them. So they definitely sought out a
Which
brand new
sucks,
world.
because
Oh, it was
what
ridiculous.
does Georgia Boy tell every Vietnam guy? He says?
every Vietnam vet says, welcome home, brother, because that's all there was a dirty sign at San Francisco airport that said, welcome home, and that was it.
And that's where most of them came in, from that
Yeah,
port.
and then
I
when
know.
they'd walk outside, there'd be people there throwing rocks at them, spitting at them, and calling them baby killers.
As if
I
they
don't
did anything
understand
wrong.
that one bit.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Always remember, if you can't understand maladaptive behavior, that's good, because you don't have it.
That's
You know,
true.
I love when people say that. I don't understand how people think like that. Oh, that's good, because when you start understanding how people think like that, then
You got the trouble.
you
Yeah,
got
you're
some
right.
trouble.
So you could find you actually put an ad in our July issue.
I did.
So you could find out information. You could your website is DutchVanAlston.com. Just
Yes.
your name. You can find it there. You can buy the book. What's the other book that you wrote? What's
The other one's called Rebellious Youth, and the subtitle of that is The Story of the Lost Child. I went in a little different direction with that one. The main character there is John Elfman. He's from the Everglades, and there's more conflict with him with the other members of the club. Him and the president, whose name is Chuck, are constantly at each other's throat. They're always trying to undermine each other, and each one knows the other has a secret buried, and throughout the book, that builds up, and at the climax at the end, you see, like, I don't want to give too much of it away, but
No, it sounds
it's a little different.
interesting,
Like
you
the
know?
main character in this book, Digger, was more likable. He's more of the all-American boy. The character, John Elfman, you're just not going to, you'll find him interesting, but you won't particularly like him.
So you actually you had to sit down and kind of really put that together. How long did it take you? Because this isn't a small book, everybody. This is, I don't know how many pages.
75,000 words.
It's not a small book, that's for sure. 200, almost 300 pages, 250 something pages. Yeah. And I mean, did you storyboard it? Because there's people out there that want to put a book together. How did you start?
I hate to go back in my day, but when I was 9 years old, I know, really, I hate that, back in my day. But when I was 9 years old, I used to bang out short stories on my mother and father's old Smith Corona. That has just always been a part of who I am. I spent a lot of time alone as a kid, and I had a very creative imagination when growing up. And I still wish I had some of those little short stories over the years.
I was going to say, do you have does the family have those put away somewhere?
No, not my family.
No.
No.
But, so you storyboarded out, you have to put your characters together. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure it took some time, which is really cool. It's a great book. I'm actually going to sit down and read this. Just by picking it up and reading, flipping through the one-page reading, I was like, okay, that sounds quite interesting.
When I get people to read it, they really do genuinely, because this really was more just going to be like a hobby. I wanted to write a book, and it really kind of took off on its own.
And mine has already been autographed.
Oh, look at you.
That's right. I already got mine autographed and signed right there.
See, for free.
For free, I did. Yep, he didn't charge me the normal $20.
When I go do shows and things, I always charge $20 for the book, and then I'll say if you want it autographed, it's $19. It's just self-deprecating humor, but I've had people go, "You're going to charge me $19 extra for your autograph?" I said, "No, it's just a joke. It means it's worth less than it was. It's just a joke."
Again, you have a master's degree. A lot of people don't, so it's that some of those jokes sometimes go over our heads.
I got very self-deprecating humor, very nuanced humor. And
where did you get your master's degree from?
From State University of New York.
Oh, well.
I don't hear that accent, really. I was expecting more of a New York.
I'm from Rochester.
Okay, because I'm like, I read New York, and I'm like, I would expect more of a New York accent here, but I don't hear it,
Well, I used to hear that in the Army all the time, because everybody assumes if you're from New York, you're from New York City.
Yeah, well, that's how it works, right?
Oh, yeah, it is. But
when you're from Florida, you're from Miami, or, Tampa. That's
I never noticed that.
You're not from...
I've just noticed when I moved down here, nobody's from Florida.
No, but, well, very few and far between.
Every time it's just like, oh, I've lived here my whole life. Then you get to talk to them. Well, actually, I moved from Ohio when I was 5. Well, that's not your whole life.
Yeah, Charlie's from
Louisiana.
from Ohio. So,
yeah.
But my kids were born here. Tracy, my stepmom, was born here. So there's a few people. Michelle, our guest on every other Wednesday, she's born here in Clearwater, actually, which is a very weird, because nobody's really born and lived in Clearwater their whole life. That is
that's a town that's grown
exponentially, right? I mean, there's no more growth really in Clearwater to be had. You're basically stuck right now.
I love to talk to people that grew up like in Bradenton or Sarasota. I was like, what was it like 40 years ago? It's like unrecognizable.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean,
I used to work for a guy when US 19 was a 2-lane road and the bridge wasn't there. You had to take a ferry across.
Oh, jeez.
And you could pay like $5 and fly from St. Petersburg to Tampa.
I heard something the other day that they're starting the new overpasses up in North Pinellas area here. They're going to go over Tampa Road and Curlew with those overpasses.
And they need to. That 19 is so badly needs to be.
Yeah, but you know how long that's going to be? That's going to make
another 10 years, like they always
miserable. I remember when they opened up the new expansion right by Clearwater Mall, and it finally opened up, and it was like heaven. There's no lights from Clearwater Mall all the way down to 19, all the way down to Pinellas Park, really, by Quaker Steak. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's a good. Used to take an hour. Now it's 20 minutes, with no lights, and you're going to the overpasses. But for the 10 years it took to make that, I would go every route except 19. It was horrible, and it's just...
Every road project is 10 years. They just started extending out where I'm at. They started extending Ridge Road through all the way to the interstate. to the toll road.
And I got that new run that's coming off of Bryan Dairy that's going across McMullen Booth or Almerton out to the expressway, which that's got everything torn up, but you got to love traffic in the state of Florida. Oh. But what's funny here is they have 12 months that they can do it. You know what I mean? And up north, you only got, 6 months out of the year you can do construction on the roads?
Yeah, they always say there's 2 seasons in New York. There's winter and then there's construction. And that's all it is. And I don't know how that's true because the roads are in terrible shape.
Well, heck, you look at where we're going at Buffalo Chip, they have less than that.
Yeah,
You know.
if that. I remember, 2 weeks, 3 weeks after, the girl who lived there said 2-3 weeks after Sturgis a couple years ago, they got 6 inches of snow.
Yep, they already had snow.
I said,
on the
what? They said, yep, August, September-ish, they got snow. I said, screw
I
that.
don't miss snow. People who say they miss snow never rode in it, never shoveled it.
No, or driven in it.
Or
When-
driven. I mean,
when
I
you're
go-
driving and you hit that, and you hit your brake, and nothing happens, and you just,
Yeah.
you know you're just coasting, and all of a sudden, in your mind, you go, there's nothing you can do to stop yourself. You're
Nope.
in momentum right now.
Well,
Other than a
Louisiana,
guardrail.
about every 3 years, we'd have an ice storm for a couple of days. So you'd have a nice sheet of ice over everything, and all the limbs be cracking down and stuff.
Now, the look of it is great. I like the look in pictures and
Oh, that's what
snow.
the computer's
and,
for.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what, I'll look at the snow pictures all day long. But
I
I
love
am.
winter from my home here, looking at the pictures.
So, of course, I don't know if you can do the big shot, but we got Attorney Fran Hash on our back cover this month with the red, white, and blue. We love Attorney Fran Hash, and I got her red, white, and blue hat here on our table today. They're, and then we have, there it is, God Bless the USA.
Yep.
Fran is amazing. If you guys are ever in a motorcycle accident or a car accident,
Any kind,
for that matter, they help car and motorcycle. They can take care of you. It's 866-LAW-FRAN or lawfran.com. And I was thinking about that on the way in today because I was driving, and I said, we've all been in an accident, right? Car accident of some sort, motorcycle accident. And first things first, your mind goes completely blank. You don't remember, you don't know what happened. You sit there and go, oh my gosh, what do I do? What happened? You know, and then it's like, okay, you forget. Like, Fran, when I was in my accident, it's like, what do I do? Who do I call? Oh my gosh, it's like, it all happened so fast. You just got to remember those numbers. 866-LAW-FRAN, lawfran.com. Call it anytime. They're there to help, and that's what's awesome. And Fran gives so much back to the community.
She does.
She is all about this community, all about helping people. I'm trying to get Rhett to give us some great costumes because our Christmas in July, I'm going to throw it to that real quick. Christmas in July, we're doing in the studio here. Now, pretty cool studio, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Very
You know,
authentic.
so that telethon right there that you're reading, keep that up for a second. They have a green room on the other side. So what we're going to do is a 2-hour telethon for St. Joseph's Children's Hospital. We usually do a toy run that goes to the hospital where we get a lot of toys and bring them to the kids. But with the COVID in the hospital and hospitalizations, everything like that, we can't this year. So I said, let's do something else. Let's do a telethon. We're going to have, a candy cane where our goal is about $3,000, and we're going to fill that up as we get donations. There's going to be a link to donate. We're going to come on the show and sing Christmas carols. We're going to read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. We're going to do funny Christmas skits. We got eggnog drinking contest. We're going to do a tree lighting, virtual gift exchange, Christmas jokes, and above all, we're going to do a gingerbread building contest, gingerbread house building
Sounds like
contest.
an old-fashioned Christmas.
And we got a special guest be here. We got Summertime Santa will be
Summertime Santa. Remember Georgia Boy? We told you real skinny. He's got a big
him?
white beard.
Yeah,
so we're going to
Summertime
tell
Santa.
people that he's in summertime mode. He's beach mode right now.
So he's
He's going
skinny
to fatten
and-
up here soon.
Yeah, skinny, got on a beach shirt and shorts and flamingo flip-flops. And
Hopefully we'll have some Fantastics in the show, dressed like elves. I think we'll have somebody dressed like an elf. We're going to wear costumes and just kind of make it a 2-hour fun, change, do whatever, try and raise money and get the $3,000 that, St. Joseph's Children's Hospital is in need of and asking so they can take care of the kids there and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think that's great. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be Christmas time when it's 90, some odd degrees out here every day.
It was almost 90 last Christmas in December around
Yeah,
here.
I remember that. It was horrible.
And just real quick to change stuff for just a second. Good luck, Maddie. My girlfriend's daughter is having her wisdom teeth pulled as we speak.
Wisdom,
18 years old, getting her
funny
wisdom
thing
teeth
about wisdom
pulled.
teeth is that they mess you up. They give you that, and when you come out of it, you don't feel anything.
Well, if they're
And-
done before the show's done, we were supposed to get video of Maddie feeling good after the
And you
surgery.
never see. I'm worried because I don't know what I'm going to say. I would be that guy going, "Oh my gosh, don't ever record that and erase
Her
that
sister
footage."
was
Morphine
seeing
will bring out
Elvis
the
in a
truth in
UFO when she had hers done.
Say that again.
Her sister was seeing Elvis in a UFO and stuff whenever she was
Oh my
done.
goodness, that's
Yeah.
too funny. Yeah, got to make sure you take care of those wisdom teeth. I never got mine taken out.
I have not either.
Yeah, they're always like they're impacted. Okay, I don't know what that
I
means.
think
but
all mine got knocked out in bar fights and stuff like that. So.
that's too
Saying,
funny.
hey, y'all watch this and crashing into brick walls. So
Oh,
mine
yeah.
got taken
Famous
out that
last
way.
words.
Yep.
Hold my beer.
So what we're going to do is we're going to play a commercial right now for Attorney Fran Hash, and we're going to come back and talk about probably the longer one right now so we can get our stuff together. And we're going to talk about the events that are coming up here on the 4th of July, some of the other things we have with Full Throttle Magazine, our ad rates, We got a great ride, the Independence Day ride, our 5-bridge poker run. Bert's Barracuda's doing a lot of stuff. We're going to touch on all that right after this commercial for attorney Fran Hosh. We'll be right back.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. I enjoy being a passionate advocate for my clients, and I'm so grateful that being a lawyer also allows me to make a positive impact on our community. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
Having been through a serious accident myself, I understand how instantly isolated someone can feel during the immediate aftermath. We try to shed light on a client's situation so that they don't feel so isolated, knowing that they have us on their side, working towards a resolution on their behalf. That's where we come in, and that's what the firm did for me as well. We fight to set clients on the right track so that they can try to get back to the life they had prior to the accident.
A fellow was texting and driving and came across the line, hit me head on. Just a horrific accident. I literally thought I was going to die. You know, I've dealt with thousands of wrecks in my life, being on the fire department, and never thought I would be in that situation. Fran is a big sponsor of a lot of the restaurant events for bikers and things like that. So I knew that she had a lot of experience in wrecks and things. So she was the first one I thought of to call. She's a bulldog. They found out things that I didn't think were possible to find out. When you're laying in a hospital bed and you're hurting, I understand it. It's scary, but if you have Fran Hosh on your side, it should alleviate a lot of your worries. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
They have their own lives to take care of, whether it's family, a job, or all the above. We endeavor to shield clients from the stressors of an injury claim so that they can try to focus on what is truly important.
The culture of this firm is based on charity, compassion, and I like to surround myself with team members that are going to treat a client like they're part of our family. Community is number one to me. We do a food drive every year. If it's a cancer benefit, a food benefit, something for the animals, something for veterans, we love to be involved in that. The bikers are such a charitable group of people, and they have the biggest hearts. I love being part of that community. This can be devastating to have an accident, and it's just a priority of mine to make sure they get the best medical care possible to make a full recovery.
That was attorney Fran Hosh. Again, you guys need anything when it comes to accidents, make sure you give Fran Hosh a call, 866-LAW-FRAN or lawfran.com. Charlie, we're talking about some of the events coming up this weekend, and you were watching our stream. Who do you want to say who's out there watching us right now?
We got Dana on, Fred's on, let's see, Brenda, thanks for coming. Steve said, God bless all our vets. People don't understand the vets, and he's so true about that. A lot of folks are saying, not only do I wear my blue shirt, but a lot of them have their Blue Lives bracelets that they wear, so for the Thin Blue Line. Greg, thanks for watching. There's a lot of folks on. Hey, Full Throttle Magazine's on.
Might be Dan. I
Keith
think
O'Keefe is on.
O'Keefe. There's
Yep.
Dan usually jumps on and makes comments under the Full Throttle name, or Paulie, depending on who's doing that.
Yep, Stacy Fields just jumped on. She lives up north of here, and so we got a lot of folks on watching us today.
Very nice. So one new thing that we're doing, and Full Throttle just offered to us, Facebook just offered to Full Throttle Magazine and our page, is a subscription to our page. And this is something new because we're a large page. We have 147,000 fans on our page.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't
just a
realize that.
few. Just a few on our page. We've worked hard to keep our viewership and our people watching, and we got 100. We're knocking on the door of 148,000 roughly, but you can now subscribe to our page. Now, here's the thing. I feel like sometimes I'm asking, or hey, give us money. It's not like that. I'm trying to survive, number one, this COVID time and everything like that. You know, advertising is advertising, and I'm trying to find the ways to make this magazine survive through this, you know, situation. You know, bars and restaurants are probably our number one, number two. You can keep that up there for a second, Ron. They're probably our number one, number two things because we do bike nights and gatherings and poker runs, and they all happen in bars and restaurants.
Yep.
Well, with those being at 50% or even closed down, it's tough right now. So this is something that Full Throttle they offered us because we have a very large viewership, a very large number of people on our page. You could subscribe to our Facebook page. Now, what that means is it's $4.99 a month to subscribe to our page. We are going to do monthly drawings for our subscribers. First drawing only for our subscribers. You can see right there will be Friday, July 17th. We're going to do it live on the show here. So we're trying to get subscribers to our page. Again, you click the button right underneath the event, the picture that first comes up. It says supporter, or be a Full Throttle supporter or subscriber. You click on that and it'll ask you for $4.99. We're going to give you guys great offers on stuff, offers on merchandise like shirts, where instead of $20, it'll probably be about $10, so half price on t-shirts. Where you're going to get videos specific for you. You're going to be entered into drawings that are specifically for subscribers. So please, we're looking to get some subscribers on our page. This first drawing we're going to do is for a Harley goodie bag. Someone buy a Harley bag and fill up with shirts, merchandise, gift cards. You know,
Who doesn't want that, huh?
That's what I'm saying. $200 worth of shirts, hats, merchandise, gift cards, all that good stuff. So we want you guys to subscribe to our Facebook page. Thank you, Rob. You can take that down. You can go right to our page right now and like it. If you're watching on our page, just look. I believe it's going to be right above us, over here somewhere. I don't know. It's somewhere up there. It says become a supporter. We're looking for supporters to the page right now. We can use all the help we can get here. And, you know, we thank everybody. And you're going to get a lot of bonuses. Like on our Soaked and Sore run, Charlie. There it is right there. Perfect. You can see it right underneath the wheel, you know, the motorcycle wheel to the right. Become a supporter. That's a brand new thing that just happened through through Facebook for us at Full Throttle Magazine. And a lot of things have opened up for us because we have such a large readership and viewership on our Facebook page. It's crazy when you hit that 100,000 mark, what opens up, you know.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. That's impressive. It really is.
We've worked on that a very long time to get that going, haven't we, Charlie?
Yes, sir. And plus, it's expanding into what people are going to now. You know, a lot of the younger folks, you tell them, have you looked at the Full Throttle magazine? They say, yeah, you know, and they pull out their phone and they start flipping through the pages on their phone, things like that. So there's still a lot of old folks like Georgia Boy who, you know, it's still the book, but you know, you got to have the youngsters too that are going online and looking at it.
I looked the other day. We're coming up on our 11th anniversary. August 31st, 2009 is when I created the Full Throttle Facebook page. I just recently saw that, and why that stuck in my head, I don't know. But I just saw, so I said, oh, look, we're going to have an 11-year anniversary of our Full Throttle Facebook page on August 31st. So, you know me, I'm all about giving away things and raising for charity and doing something good for the community. So we'll probably have some kind of 11th anniversary giveaway on August 31st. We'll have to do something. Maybe we can get one of your books and put in there too.
Oh, absolutely.
I like it. I like it. I put them on the spot there. So.
And of course, folks can also go to our website at FloridaFullThrottle.com. Check us out. Of course, been remodeling it.
Yeah, that's been recently remodeled. In fact, I've had 4 or 5 calls on the people who asked us who remodeled our website, and they want to do their own site that way too. Nico Brown and did a great job on it. I'm super happy with our new website. I was worried because, you know, I kept a stagnant same website for 15 years probably. And didn't change it because it was easy. It was there. I could make the changes. You know, now we change it up, and of course I got to go to somebody else, a webmaster, who can make those changes. Takes a little bit of time, but to have the better look, it's worth it. You have your website. Do you do your own?
I do. Actually, my beautiful daughter-in-law does mine because I am about as tech savvy as nobody. I'm not. That is just not my wheelhouse at all.
You bring up our page again. Check that out. I mean, so your daughter does web design?
She does. She does graphic design. She did the covers for my books, both of them. She did the logo that I have, and yeah, she does web design. She's brilliant.
Very cool. That's the way
she married
of
into
the
this
world.
family. I don't know, but she did.
It's definitely the way of the world. You know,
it is.
It's you know, web design, graphic design. You know, we got some stuff up there from the Soaked and Sore run, attorney Fran Hosh, of course. You know, and our contact information. But it's a nice site. It flows well. You know, you scroll down, you find what you need.
And we're building into where pretty soon me and Tony will be doing blogs every day. So just whatever hits us at mom, we'll be able to go on, put up so people can follow our blogs and stuff like
We
that.
may, you know, I was thinking about it. We should call it the same name as your article, Charlie's Backyard.
Yep, we can put the blogs the same as our backyard, because I have a backyard that I do in the book. You know, it shows a guy laying in a hammock doing nothing.
That's Charlie, but Charlie's usually he got something bandaged up because he's always broken something.
Yeah, so there's always something broke.
So let's talk about the things coming up at the 4th of July weekend. Of course, I did hear rumors that they're going to try and do stuff in St. Pete. I really hope that's not true. I really
Tampa,
hope that they don't try and do stupid stuff and they protest and everything like that, which I understand the protest. There's both sides of this situation, which I think is this is what I heard today. Both sides of the situation, just to get a little political, and it's what life's about right now. I understand both sides, the Black Lives Matter and everything else. The fact is they've brought their point to the forefront. Yes, we get it. What is step 2? What is plan 2?
There you go.
What is now your option to make the changes? And they have to be realistic. Just defunding the police is not your answer. Does that mean taking some of the money that goes to police and making outreaches for the underprivileged areas? Yeah, I love that idea. I think, you know, better busing, better schooling, better teachers for the underprivileged areas. Yes, 100%. Better daycare, preschool, better pre and post care after school, more sports programs. You want to start making programs like this, I am all for it. How do you feel about that? Not to throw this, and let's not get too political.
No, I agree, because right now a lot of people are good at pointing out the complaints and the problems, but you hit the nail right on the head. What now? What's plan B? What are you going to do now? You got everybody's attention. Do something productive, something positive, something proactive. You know,
well, here's my biggest thing. I never thought I'd live in the United States where people would be going on TV and say, I called 911 and nobody showed up.
Mm-hmm. Is that scary?
Yeah, where nobody showed up.
You know, I thought about it, and again, you guys are both military. I'm not. You know, when I had younger kids, and I'm the only male figure in my house, you watch those movies where somebody breaks in, they tie you together in chairs, and you know, I know it's a stupid thing, but you sit there and you go, what if you're helpless to the fact if somebody breaks in your house and grabs your wife or kids and you can't do anything about it? You're tied up sitting there watching them do something. Mm-hmm. I never want to be in that position.
No.
We've already had one Florida sheriff said if they defund his department, he's going to have to revert back to the old Wild West days where he's got to go out and, you know, and get civilians to form the posse.
Up in Clay County, right? I read about that,
and so many people hated that. But I said everybody who's got a gun, a concealed carry permit, has gone through a 3-day or multi-week, background check. You don't get a concealed carry permit by having anything on your record. Mm-hmm. I think, right? You got to be pretty straightforward. Is that correct?
But
no felonies.
No felonies.
But think about how far we've come, and now we have to revert back to where a marshal or a sheriff has to go to civilians and say, I need help going out to get this person. Mm-hmm. Can you volunteer and I swear you in to go do it, you know, like you see in the old Westerns.
I'm in. I get it. I think they got their point across. I don't think blocking streets was the right thing. This is all, of course, my opinions. But I think what they did was they brought it to the forefront. Great. You're right. Yes, there is inequalities out there that need to be handled. You know, but I still back the police. I think there's, you know, a few bad apples and everything, and you got to deal with those. But what is the next step? Yes.
Well, I actually got to sit down and talk to a couple of police, and they're like, you know, because they're talking about where we're going to take some of the police out and send in social work, stuff like that. They're all for that. There's a lot of incidents, especially handling mentally ill, stuff like that, where police would much rather someone who's trained in doing that. So police are not 100% against bringing in more social workers and things like that into the department to help out.
You want one of my things that I think about is a lot of people that go to jail, and you see it a lot, is domestic disputes, right? Mm-hmm. Let's face it, I would say a heavy percent. Would you say 40, 50% maybe of domestic disputes that either somebody's going to jail or whatnot? Why not send a social worker to go out there and try and calm the situation, sit down and talk to them? I get that. I mean, and sometimes there's no talking. Sometimes alcohol's involved, and you gotta, you know, but maybe if there is an option like that, instead of sending the cops out there to handle social, you know, unless there's weapons or something involved, send a cop and a social worker out there. Somebody, send both out there and say, hey, you sit there, you're both right now, you're both detained, but you're not whatever. Talk it out. What's your problem? What's your problem? There's an answer here. There's always an answer to the situation, you know, whether it's right or wrong, you leave, or fix it and say yes. Why not try something like that? I don't see that as being a problem. I mean, but nobody's sitting out there saying this is the idea that we want to see now.
No, I think if you want to win people over to your way of thought, the last thing you should be doing is to disrupt the ongoings of people, like blocking sidewalks.
Wait a second. So you're saying if I want to get my point across, burning down a CVS is not the answer?
I know, shocking, isn't it?
What has AutoZone's done to you folks? Burn all the AutoZones down.
Yeah.
You're not gonna gain anybody's. I hate that word sympathy, but you're not gonna gain anybody's trust by saying, "Hey, my ideas are good. My ideas are so good that they need to be shoved down your throat."
You know what? And it's 4th of July. It's Independence Day. It's the half the way summer's almost over. We're looking at the holiday season coming again. You know, we're enjoying our independence. We're enjoying the sun in summertime. Why can't it just be that again? You know, it's so disruptive looking at Facebook in the morning and Instagram and Twitter, and it's like, what happened today? It's like you almost get built. Like I said, you walk around with a machine gun for 4 years of your life, you get used to it. You wake up every day and you see negativity on Facebook, you get used to it. I hate that. I hate the fact that I wake up and I say to myself, what new went crazy? What happened? What I miss overnight? You know, it's like, oh my gosh, what crazy happened that I want to see on Facebook?
Well, it's just like, you know, Richmond took down all their Confederate statues yesterday, you know, in the rain and everything else. I'm for taking them down in public
I somewhat
place,
believe in this. You know what?
But here's my other thing. We got so many Civil War battlefields and stuff like that. Instead of letting people destroy them like they do, move them to the Civil War battlefields. There's statues of both sides out there. You know, move them out there, like in Richmond, just south of where I was based at. There's Petersburg battlefield. Move those Confederate statues out there. That way, they're kind of where they belong, you know. And
yeah, make it
I'm
a
fine with
historic
that.
site, and
Yep.
that's where, you know,
You got Gettysburg you can move them to. You got so
is it
many
a trigger
yep.
for some people? Yeah, it's a trigger for a lot of people. Those statues and, you know, idolizing people that were slave owners, not good. But if you go, this is a person who did this. This is a person who did this in a history museum. When you take
But
kids,
you know, now they're wanting to tear down, you know, Mount Rushmore and everything else. That's ridiculous.
Now
you
it's
know?
gotten way overboard. It's just anything that is anything with a historical reference or significance is now bad.
Well, you know what? Enjoy your family. Enjoy the freedoms we have. We are still here in America. Do what you got to do. Put a mask on if you want. Don't. It's up to you. Those choices that, you know, if they tell you to, do it. You know, we're going to talk about some of the great events that are happening on the 4th of July. Are you going to do any fireworks? You know, they just passed a law. Fireworks are not illegal tomorrow.
Nope.
Right? You know this, right?
I didn't know they were.
A new law, every July 1st, new laws go into effect. I want to say there was like 100 new laws that went into effect. One of them in a state, I believe it's the state of Florida. Could somebody correct me if I'm wrong or post that in our page? But I believe that fireworks are now not illegal on 4th of July. I want to say it was Christmas and New Year's, or 4th of July, something else, and New Year's Day. You can light them off without getting in trouble anymore. And that was probably one of the first times I ever got arrested when I was young, was doing fireworks in Ohio, because I bought them in Michigan, and we came back and we did them, and we were having a big party, and the cops came flying in, and
Yep.
it was
New York
it was
the same way. Pennsylvania was legal, and we used to go get them down there.
Oh yeah, and you go get them, you come back, oh, we got them, we're gonna blow stuff up, and it was like, okay, man, now we're in trouble. We can't do that.
I got 4 little stray dogs at home that hate fireworks, so I probably won't be lighting any
That's
off.
it. That's
But
the
I understand
next
people.
thing.
4th of July. That
Well,
just,
I
they'll
grew
be
up
all
with
right
bottle
one day.
rockets, and they became illegal in Louisiana, but they were still illegal in Mississippi. So everybody run the hour over to Mississippi, buy, you know, $500 worth of bottle rockets, and bring them back to
All
Louisiana.
right, I know this answer from both of you. I'm going to ask it, though. Did you ever have bottle rocket wars
Oh,
where you
yeah.
shot them at each other?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not answering. Charlie says yes
Oh,
right
yeah.
away. He
I
just
blowed up
laughs.
my best friend John. Sure did. Blew
Yeah.
his
Of course I
jacket
did.
and everything right off his back. All you see was
How dumb are we, really, when we're young?
I don't know how. This is why I always say this virus is going to take me out if the stuff I've done over the years hasn't.
I'm going to
This
shoot
isn't going to.
bottle rockets that explode and possibly going to hurt you, but this sounds fun. Let's do it. All right, yeah, we should do it. Hey, let's do Roman candles next. Those are flaming balls of fire at each other. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Wow.
Yeah,
When I grew up,
yeah.
I turned 40 and I quit doing stuff.
turn Fido loose with a lit bottle rocket and see how quick everybody goes scattering as he's running around the yard
Oh,
like it's a
man,
stick.
we've all ripped the end off okay, let's do this. 4th of July. Charlie first. What's the dumbest thing you've done with fireworks so far?
Oh man! Other than blow up people's mailboxes in the neighborhood,
pretty dumb.
yeah. And, oh wow, man, that's kind of hard to start there.
That's a good one, though. Blowing up mailboxes.
Well, yeah, we used to, remember the old M80s that used to get
Oh, yeah.
that like a quarter stick of dynamite.
Put them down the
Put them
down
in
the
people's
pipes.
mailboxes and light them, take out running, and their mailboxes explode, and then you having to hide under somebody's house because you got a pissed off neighbor that's, We actually had to hide under somebody's house because that neighbor was mad.
Well, he blew up their mailbox. That's a federal offense, by the way. No offense, just saying. Of course, that was so many years ago.
Well, he was out with his gun also. So
Oh, yeah, that's-
yeah.
Dutch, what's your craziest thing you know with fireworks?
Well, craziest or stupid?
Okay, there you go. Whatever the answer works.
Well, if it's along the lines of stupid, the stupidest thing I did, and mind you, I was young, I put a firecracker in the mud, just. And I stood, I know, here we go. And I stood over it. But I took precautions. I plugged my ears.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I plugged my ears, and I was about a foot away. And kaboom.
Wow.
I'll be darned, guess what? That hurt.
Yeah, it hurt, huh?
I didn't realize that.
About
I
as
thought I
smart,
should
as,
cover my
smart
ears.
as us blowing up my grandpa's cattle gate.
I-
We put so many fireworks on my grandpa's cattle gate it exploded the
Yeah, but
cattle
when you
gate.
lit it, did you run?
No, we kind of stood there and
Yeah, I literally stood over it and looked. For some reason, I did not make the connection that explosives into the mud are going to explode things are going to my
It only
face.
can go one way, right?
Only one way. and
There's
it
only
did.
one way for it to go, and that's not going to be
and
down.
don't have a fire burning and throw a bunch into the fire because when it explodes and you're still standing there and there's no more fire left,
It explodes the fire. Yeah,
Everything's
that's how
gone.
that works.
and you're still standing there and everybody else is hiding behind trees going,
We were doing those big ones where you drop them down in and you light it and they shoot up pretty good. And
Yeah.
we had one go maybe about 3 feet up in the air and the kids were all sitting there watching. So everybody dove to block the kids and it blew up everywhere. It's like, okay, yeah, those are not
Well,
safe.
it ain't fun at fireworks if the fire department don't have to come out 2 or 3 times.
Just ask Jason Pierre Paul. That's all you got to
Got
do is
missing
ask him,
fingers.
right?
The most
He's-
fun people in the world are the ones with 3 fingers on their hand.
Yeah.
We knew Charlie Three Fingers.
Charlie Three
That was
Fingers from
he
you,
wrote
yeah.
for us forever. And let me tell you, he missed. They took this finger off, and he was a long time ago. He had a doctor. He told me the story, and he had these 3 fingers, right? So he didn't have his pointer finger, and you could not tell if you looked at his hand. The guy that did the surgery made it such like it looks like here. It looked just like that without the finger. It was amazing. Like you would shake his hand, you go, "What's wrong?" And then you look at it, you're like, "Wait, that doesn't look weird." Because usually missing a finger, you're gonna. Charlie had this. The surgeon was a young 20-something-year-old kid at the time when he lost his finger, and he was like, "I'm going to make this the best-looking hand I can do because this is like his field." And he did a great job. Remember Charlie's hand? It was, you couldn't tell.
And he'd ride that old scooter from way over there at Webster all the way down to get books at the office down here in Tarpon Springs.
All right, 15 minutes left. Let's talk about the events. Burt's Barracuda is giving away a TV or a barbecue if you buy a motorcycle. Look at this. Purchase any motorcycle and choose from a 50-inch TV or a free outdoor grill. Look at the man, Bert, right there. What do you think about that? That's pretty awesome, huh?
That is. That's a good deal.
I don't know how you're going to take the TV home on the motorcycle, but you're going to have to figure that out.
Bungee cords and you're ready to go.
Could you imagine riding away? You guys got to film that. If somebody watching from Burt's, you got to get somebody on a Sportster with that big old 50-inch like bungee corded strapped to their back. Like, I'm leaving. Here we go.
Or the whole grill just strapped in the back where it's rolling along on the wheels of the grill.
Oh yeah, put it on like a hitch. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Now they're also having a 4th of July weekend event where they're doing. Look at this hot dog eating contest. I could get in that. Remember Les won a hot dog eating contest before down at Peggy's, and then a blueberry pie contest. Have you ever done a pie eating contest? Dutch, I'm going to ask that question. I think I know this answer too.
I've MC'd a couple at
Yeah,
at
I've
other
been in a
places.
couple eating contests, and
So,
you
I-
can tell by my svelte figure, I did very well.
I did an apple pie eating contest once. Let me
very
tell
American.
you, it's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy feat. So you can't usually use your hands. And when you dig your face in, by the way, it goes up your nose and you can't breathe. So you're trying to eat this pie and you can't breathe. You want to do something fun, go do a pie eating contest where you can't use your hands.
I tell you what,
You'll
the last
realize
one
you're
I
gonna-
MC'd, Robin Hawk, she put a pretty good ass whooping on one, and she's
Was that the one I did, right?
yeah, and up north of here, and yeah, sure did. She didn't win, but she got off to a good start, but she kind of slowed in the backstretch.
Hopefully they don't make you wear a mask while you're having this contest.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun, trying to eat around your mask and everything. So that's all the stuff going on at Burt's Barracuda, Harley Davidson. You can check them out.
Well, on the pipe, remember the little kid? We had one, and he was doing great. I mean, she was doing great, and all of a sudden she looked like, Dad, I don't feel so good.
Uh-oh.
Then she
And
needed
you're
a bucket.
she had to go
Everybody
behind a
run.
tree real
She
quick.
needed a bucket. That one.
Remember that? She went
And
behind a
you know
tree.
what you won? A pie.
A pie.
An
Yeah.
apple pie. I was like, all right, wait a second. In the Independence Day ride, starting at Quaker Steak and Lube, this is going to be probably one of the only things that I really see going on. Independence Day ride, July 4th, of course, starting at Quaker. It looks like it's going to Peggy's, CJ's on the island. Mr. Joe's, wait, that's got to change because Mr. Joe's is now
Closed,
closed for a
yep.
second, and Cowboy Corral. So I don't know where that's all going. Make sure you check that out. You can look it up. It's called Independence Day Freedom Rally is what it's called, the Freedom Rally on Facebook. I know it starts at Quaker. Go find out some of that stuff, what's going on there. Let's see, what else do we have on our list? 5 Bridge Poker Run, Charlie. Our
Yes.
Full Throttle 5 Bridge Poker Run.
That's how we know that CJ's on the Beach is closed, because we had to bring in another one, which Nancy with Kahuna's jumped right in. So
Yeah.
we're glad to have Kahuna's back in the mix.
I got the new one out there. I took that hard-to-read font on that white off. I took that off and made it blue.
Yeah.
But it's going to be July 18th. Hopefully things get back open. Do you know the 5? You're over the bridge. You're actually based on the over
Manatee
on
County,
Ellington.
yep.
Do you know the 5 major bridges that connect the Tampa Bay area? Let's see.
Courtney Campbell, Skyway, Gandy.
Okay.
I'm going to run out of steam.
The 2
on that.
tough ones, yeah.
Gandy, Courtney Campbell.
One's a short one.
Howard Franklin, obviously,
Okay,
right?
and then
I forgot
one's a
about
short
that.
one.
It's I know which one you're talking about. It's up toward, it goes like, I know what you're talking about.
The Bayside.
Is that what it's called?
The
Okay,
Bayside.
I do
A lot of
remember
people
that.
call it just the Bay Bridge, but it's the Bayside
And bring
Bridge.
that back up from the 5 Bridge Run. I actually had somebody circle it and try and correct me. And I said, no, I'm sorry, you are wrong. If you look, I put Howard Frankland. It is the Howard Frankland Bridge.
With a D.
Frankland.
I did not know that.
Everybody thinks it's a Howard Franklin Bridge.
So did I.
And it is not. And
has a D on
Campbell,
the end.
the Courtney Campbell is not Courtney, it's Campbell, Campbell. So I went through and the Skyway is actually named after an old mayor, I want to say.
No,
What's the Skyway? Bob?
he's a senator.
Bob Graham?
He was a senator and I think a governor.
Is it
at one
Bob
time.
Graham? No.
Yeah, Bob Graham.
It is the Bob Graham
Yeah.
Memorial Skyway Bridge. So you didn't know all the bridges had names, honestly. Is the Bayside named after somebody?
I don't think.
I don't
It's so
think the
short, I
Bayside
don't think
is.
they're worried about it.
And is Howard Franklin somebody? It was
Yeah,
Howard Franklin.
somebody from around the Tampa area. I can't remember if he's the one who did the flights across the bay back in the day or just what.
You know what? That's what we're going to do next year when we do this. I'm going to do a history of the bridges in the Tampa Bay area and when they started, and that'd be actually an interesting story, I think.
Well, it's funny with commercial aviation. The first paid commercial flights was across the Tampa Bay from St. Petersburg to Tampa. Those
Oh, I
were
didn't
the
know
first commercial flights in America.
He's a pilot, has a
Yep,
license. He
that's,
would know.
that's where the first paid
Oh, wow.
flight. You could get on a flying boat and fly from St. Pete back. That's how you got across the bay.
So also on the 5 Bridge Run, the first 100 people that sign up, and for $20 you get 3 poker hands like we do on all of our sheets. You get a patch, and if you want to bring up that patch, there it is right there. I centered that text, so this was a proof. But that's the patch you're going to get there this year. Hopefully it happens in July so that can stay true at the bottom where it says July 2020. Probably should have put that little COVID thing on there and just said
Question mark at the end.
Yeah. July 2020, ... hopefully, but first 100 that sign up, it's $20. You get 3 poker hands for $20. Off the top of my head, I know we start at the Wing House in Hillsborough. We go over the Howard Frankland Bridge to the Courtney Campbell to the Clearwater Wing House. Then you go south over the Bayside to Burt's Barracuda. Then you go over the Howard Frankland Bridge to Green Iguana. Green Iguana on Southwest Shore. Southwest Shore, you're going to come back over the Gandy to Kahuna's. And from Kahuna's, you're going to go over the Skyway to the Wing House and
And just
Bradenton.
remember, bring your mask on all the rides. Have it in your backpack or whatever.
Got to have your mask. It is what it
Yep.
is. And, well, I mean, I was talking with somebody officially, blah, blah, blah. Yes, just have your mask. If they
Yeah,
tell you to wear a mask,
I had a friend today kicked off the plane because she didn't want to wear the mask, so they
well,
kicked her off
every
the plane.
place has a right to refuse service to anybody for any reason. That's the one thing. So if that's their rule and they say, oh, you can't come in without a mask, that's how that works. I think.
Manatee County doesn't have a mask ordinance yet.
No?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, the bigger areas, Tampa and Pinellas, Hillsborough had some big influxes here lately. So they were,
I think Polk County finally started it.
yeah, wear the mask if you have to. We talked about our Christmas in July. It's going to be a
Telethon type.
telethon type here. We can bring that back up. We're going to do that here in our studio on July 24th, which is 5 months from Christmas, 5 months in a day till Christmas, which I'm getting excited. I love holiday season. So we'll bring our Christmas tree. We're going to light that up. We're going to have a website that you can go on there and we can track the money. I went crazy there for a second. Couldn't figure out what I was saying. We're going to have the link where you can go donate to it. If you want to make an in-person donation, we will have people from St. Joseph's Children's Hospital here with a big dry erase check. They can put your donation on there, and we can take pictures and show that. If you want to come out and build in our contest, I believe we already had one person who wanted to be a gingerbread house builder.
Yep.
So they're going to come up here and build
I
a...
think his wife-
I need about 4 people. I think if we get four or five people building gingerbread houses while we're doing it, and then we're going to have the people at the end vote on who wins. And I don't know what they're going to win yet. They might win
gingerbread house?
a gingerbread house building contest, you know, a kit for Christmas time. So we're going to have people, and whoever builds the best gingerbread house in what? Probably a half hour. It gives you enough time to make a gingerbread house. And we'll have the people vote on that. We're going to be donating. And again, it's all for a great cause. It all goes to St. Joseph's Children's Hospital, which we usually go to and drop off. And unfortunately, we can't this year. We always used to do something with the
With the New
Tampa
York Yankees,
Yankees.
the
Now
Tampa
it's called the
Tarpons
Tampa
now.
Tarpons.
Yep.
They used to give us hats and everything. Maybe we could reach out. Maybe they got any hats or something they can donate for people who want to donate money.
Worst
We're
they
going
can
to do
do is
some
tell us
stuff.
no.
We're going to do a virtual gift giveaway. So I'll buy some gifts, and we'll see whoever wants to make a in-cash donation on our page. We'll get to choose one of the gifts, and we'll open it up live on air. Kind of fun, huh?
Well, and that's with anybody. If there's anybody watching that wants to, bring a gift to donate, or one of our sponsors wants to bring a gift to donate for bigger people who donate, that's fine with us.
Like, we'll do something. I was just thinking about this. I'm kind of off the cuff here. But whoever says, okay, I just donated, the first person to donate $25 and tells us they did it, gets to choose one of these 10 prizes. And we'll put 1 through 10 on there. And, and we'll say, okay, Jim, you donated $25. What number do you want? And he'll say 8. And we'll pick up 8 and open it up. And there you go, Jim. This is what you want. And we'll mail it off to you. So kind of cool. Something for like a virtual, what do they call it, white elephant when they do stuff like that?
Yep.
We always do that at our office every year. I guess our gift exchange is going to be a little light this year, Charlie. Just you and me.
Yep. And then, of course, right after we get done with that, it's time for Sturgis.
Yes, Sturgis is coming up. We're going to be riding. We're going to be going to Sturgis, driving from here. Charlie's heading out early. If you want to ride, we're doing a ride with us. You can see all that information. If you want to get your bike shipped out there, contact Revelation One Concepts. Jim Lynch is shipping bikes out there. I believe it's very affordable. He's taken a lot of the stiletto on steel bikes we were discussing. So if you want to either drive or fly out there and then meet your bike at the Buffalo Chip, that's where he's going to take. Pretty
Now-
cool idea, huh?
Absolutely.
Now, just
yeah.
to
I could
update you
figure
on the
that.
band list, I know on the Addy put up there, most of the bands that are on that list are not coming. They have pushed to next year because they're all on tour. So this year on the Friday, we got Lita Ford going to kick it off. Puddle of Mud will be there
Lita
on the
Ford.
next day. Black Label Society, which is Zach Wild's band, is going to be there on the first Sunday. Then we got a rat problem.
This is
rat
at Buffalo Chip,
really,
right?
yeah, this is all at Buffalo Chip.
So we were saying, Paul and Tracy were talking about Rat this morning. Do you call them a one-hit wonder? Because I only know one song.
No, they
Which one?
had several.
I only know the Round and Round
Round
song.
and Round.
Lay it down.
Round and Round.
Lay it down. That was
Lay
one
it
of
down.
the
I don't know
They
many
had
of the
they had a
Rat
lot of
songs.
hits.
Oh yeah, they did.
Then we had a band that played at our expo, Buck Cherry. They're going to be there on Tuesday, August 11th,
We're gonna call
along with
them
professional boxing.
The Tornado Twister Band. I
Now-
don't know if you weren't around. If you heard this story or not, Buck Cherry played at our expo on Thursday night in February. We had to go early because it was a bad storm day, and a tornado came right at 10 o'clock. We shut down at 11 o'clock. A tornado swept through our expo. We had 150 vendors set up. We had stages set up, and it
No,
demolished.
I did not know that.
It
That's horrible.
demolished the area at Birch Barracuda, and the next morning, almost 100 bikers were there helping people fix tents, set up. It just randomly showed up
That
to help.
doesn't surprise me.
It was awesome. It was
Yeah.
it was terrifying watching an event that we have so much money and time and effort put into, and then to see the pouring out of support to help Full Throttle and Birch Barracuda and Quaker Steak and Lube make it happen. It was like, oh my God, what are we going to do to, oh my God, look how amazing this community is.
That you won't see in the papers, unfortunately.
And then-
Ever.
now, our Wednesday was supposed to be ZZ Top. Their tour manager pushed their entire tour back to 2021. So they haven't announced who's going to be there for that, but we will be there for
I
the Ride
hope
and Bike show.
you better announce soon. I want to know who's
Tom
on our
Berenger
day.
will be doing their ride, their celebrity ride-in that'll be ending with us. So that'd
Who's
be
the
pretty good.
NASCAR guy doing the
Rusty Wallace will be doing
Rusty
a ride.
Wallace.
So then on the Thursday, the day after us, they announced 38 Special has taken that spot, so they'll be there for that. Then the Friday at Buffalo Chip is going to be Eagles of Death Metal. So I see a lot of head injuries coming with that.
Neck injuries, what's it?
Yep.
No, yeah,
There's some major damage there. Then Reverend Horton Heat. will
I'm a
be
big
there
Reverend Horton
on
Heat fan. From
Saturday.
back in the day, I love Reverend Horton Heat. It's rockabilly. You like rockabilly music?
Yeah, but I've never heard of them.
Reverend Horton Heat's good. He's the Reverend Horton Heat, his brother and one other guy, and they get out there and it's old school rockabilly, and they're a lot of fun.
Yep. And the Flaunt Girls will be there just about every night. Now, the one thing they are doing to give the social distancing, they're going back to the old school days. You will ride your motorcycle into the theater starting again this year. Remember, he kind of stopped that off and you only had so many. Now, everybody can ride their motorcycles into the theater starting back to the old
If you're that
school days.
brave, God forbid it rains, you don't want to ride your motorcycle into that because it's like a sloppy mess trying to get out of there.
Yep, but
You ever been to Buffalo, Chip?
No.
You ever been to Sturgis?
No.
Oh my gosh, you want riding, you want some of the best riding ever, go to Sturgis. It's every route you go is a great ride.
The one year I was going to go was the year I got in the accident.
But one bike takes up the spot of 5 people, so that way that's how they get the distancing and down to the 50%. He's going to have hand sanitizer there and all that good stuff.
We had Woody on the show 2 weeks ago.
Hopefully
He called in, and we'll probably try and get him right before we leave or you leave one more time for Sturgis, so we'll talk to him about everything going on. One last thing, 1 minute left. Of course, we have our new our new prices for the month of August and September. It's only for the next 2 months. You can lock in your pricing right now, Charlie. Remember, we talked about this. If you want, right now our prices are half price. Look at those prices right there. A full page ad is $300, normally $600. $300 for a full page ad. If you were to sign a long-term contract right now, we will keep these prices for the year. In October, they are going back up because October is going to be season. Hopefully, we're going to be coming out of the COVID better than before. So if we can get those signed now, you can lock in those cheap prices. Doesn't mean you have to pay up front. You know, we'll discuss that as we sign the agreement. But if you do your 12-month contract, pay a few months now, and then you can string it out, you can lock in those prices now. Charlie, we're 10 minutes out. Dutch, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
Make sure you check out DutchVanAlston.com. Charlie, take us away. Say goodbye.
Everybody
Happy
be
4th.
safe. We hope to see you back next week, and have a great weekend.
Happy 4th of July.